So it already started. It's 3 years programs, and the headquarters of that one is in Tabanchu, where the Free State is. Our next presenter, I can see always half Korean and half South African. Mr. Tusorama Emma will present about the project in South Africa.
Thank you very much, Charles. And let me also acknowledge protocol, all protocol observed. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to be very long as well. This is a property opportunity that we are presenting to yourselves. The intention of government is to locate government services and government departments in one space so that access becomes easier. We are busy with what we call the integrated urban transport system. And similar to yourselves, we would want to see every Tom, Dick, and Harry, or whoever it is, ordinary people, those that have and those that don't have, being able to have equal access to government services. And that is the main purpose of this particular presentation. In the context of the project, we have done a lot of urban design work, but I'm not going to go into the details of the urban design itself. For those that would have the interest on one-on-one, we would be able to talk into more detail. This is a picture of Bloemfontein. I'm not sure whether this works. It does seem to work, but I can't see it. Oh, there. Okay. This is the current government building where we sit. Our offices are here. This is another government building where we have two departments, finance and education. This is a site which belongs to the provincial government, but at this point in time, it is not developed. And that is the site that triggered the whole project. It's right in the center of the city, and therefore, under the Urban Renewal Program, we have looked at this precinct in its entirety to say, how do we then revitalize this precinct and start to bring in urban redevelopment into Bloemfontein? This is the dream that we have of the property that needs to be developed. And that dream starts with this building, which is a twin tower, 43,000 square meters of office, and that would then be the main building where the premier and MECs would be sitting. So it will be a high security building with limitations on access and so on. That would then be followed by that brown building being refurbished and renovated, including the facade to try and bring life to it. And that would be the third building, which would have the civic theater and the offices as well. Let me hasten to say that the ground floors are intended to be retail space on these buildings. And then the last building will be building number 4. On the extreme end, there, it just disappears because of light, I think. We have a current shopping center, but if you look at the development, you will notice that it changes the entire face of what is currently in vogue, what currently exists in the city center. Now, what we are looking for here is a 2030 vision of what the city should be moving towards. And first and foremost is to develop a compact city, starting with the inner core and moving outside. The incentive here is that the land use management regime has changed. New laws have come in that tell us exactly where to go, how to go. We call the legal framework the Spatial Planning and Land Use Management Act. With that, we are hoping that we will then have the integrated public transport network, which will be based on nodes and nodal developments, and would then be creating or igniting this urban regeneration in the city of Bloemfontein. That is the spatial framework as it exists now. From the city, which is this part here, this portion here, going out towards Botshabelo and then Tabanchu. This is where Dr. Kim was saying we have the Samalundong movement. The programs are run from that point. This is the IPTN strategy, the transport strategy of the city. In short, this is what the city looks like, but we are looking mainly at the transport hubs. And you will note there that that portion that says Bloemfontein Central, the red indicates the BRT, which you won't see on this slide. The yellow is the railway line. The red spot there indicates where the site is located relative to the main transport node. This is the CBD in its own entirety. That route N8, in that direction it goes towards the Northern Cape. In that direction it goes towards Lesotho. Okay. This is the framework, but I will not take you through the framework of the whole urban development. Let me skip that because it's a lot of detail. This just indicates the current architecture of the city. It is the judicial capital, and I'm glad we are in a law firm. That is the judicial capital of South Africa. So these buildings are very, very important, and they are heritage buildings. As you can see, the one on the bottom left is the Supreme Court of the country. So you're quite welcome. Okay. We then have, the framework is based on integration. It is based on creating and improving the working environment, hence the quality of life. It's formulating urban designs or design products that talk to the future city and the smart city with the 4IR concept. We also plan to design in a manner that says scale, go from a lower scale to an upper scale. So which means we are taking a incremental developmental framework in the development. Okay, there we are with the urban design principles. I'm sure the architects and the town planners will understand all that language there. Let me not take much time with it. The transformation that we are seeking is very much similar to what you have in Seoul. If you look at the urban space, the street furniture, the street design, this issue of integration but accessibility and safety at the same time, which is very, very important. So all we are saying is that we are having that dream of the buildings. We are having a dream of this type of environment, and definitely going from the top to the bottom for the future. And if you notice, there's one marked difference in the street furniture. A lot of greening for climate change control and adaptation. So that is where we are with this project. Thank you very much. we'll have a short question and answer afterwards. Yeah, okay. I need to get to the third one very quickly.